I'm still biggest on September 5th by a mile right now for some reason, but the 817 really came up, and I put the link down in the description to where you can go into the description and just click to the part that really kind of does raise an eyebrow. And while I was doing it, I did think of one thing. 817 in reverse is 718. Porsche 911, Porsche 718. And that is when the Dark Knight released. And I told you about those personal items a while back about that date. So when I was doing some other personal items that landed on 817 from my Mayday friend and I, and that Trump anomaly number, uh, 817, 718, that's how they roll. And I'm 322 days old. 22322 days old. Michael's prep is going to be amazing. It's 46 long. Do you think we can do it all in one sitting? Just watch that previous video, see if it's popped up. And you would pop it. I think back to all the days of like, go down to description and click that 3904 and see what you think. But we do read everybody's comments before then and talk about some other things too and go over some other dates. Well, we'll go over the grids, what we do. Go over the grid. A lot of good Christian comments. Joe Kane, good stuff. So, yes, indeed. So Michael said Don McLean, born on 10-2, 1945. I was hearing all of this on my way to Miami, looking at those 97, 79s. He is known as the Don, the Donald. He's born on 10-2. Unbelievable. He's a Mick, by the way. Mick McLeod. He's a Mick L, by the way. Like McLeod, Trump's mom's maiden name. He is also Scottish, this guy. McLean, McLeod. American Pie. One of the songs is called The Grave, and another one is called Babylon. Two tracks on the American Pie album. Steely Dan had Babylon Sisters. Remember that one? Steely Dan, Babylon Sisters, release date 1980. Yeah, that was the Gaucho. Yeah, and that was the Gaucho right there. November 21st, 1980. Asia, Alive in America, Hey 19, Time Out of Mind. Yeah, Babylon Sisters. Maybe I got the wrong album. What album was Babylon Sisters on? Steely Dan. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I just my brain didn't pick up on that. We'd already told us that. American Pie Prophecy and End Times Lament. Here's the photo of a record album, American Pie. Notice Mayday Music Incorporated. Mayday. Yeah. We know Mayday is 121st day of the year. That's why I track my Mayday friend and myself. And 121st day of the year. 121 is Antichrist. Notice also Yahweh Tunes. Is that Yahweh? Is that how you spell Yahweh? Yahweh Tunes. Got the 520, got the 78, the 79. You know me, I just look at numbers. There's 11-7. Got a Ed Freeman, Mayday Music, Yahweh Tunes. It's crazy. Ugly Creature, Madonna. Now, don't forget, Madonna's has got Dawn in it. Madonna. End of America Pie video picture. It's a big neck, isn't it, y'all? It is. Michael is absolutely convinced that's a man. I can't argue against him. I can't argue. I have no clue about stuff like that. I'm not great at stuff like that. A flash of light in front of the American flag is the simulated nuking of America. Madonna, American Pie. This is a photo taken from the video. Immediately, excuse me, after the flash of light in front of the American Pie flag, the screen goes black. Yeah, it's just like the torn flags in the Dark Knight Rises. The American flags are torn with tank in the streets during winter, snow on the ground, dark winter. Tanks in the streets. Bane declared martial law. American flag shredded. Madonna, American Pie video, YouTube.
It's simply the best when you have fresh.
So when Michael started going through the lyrics, I'm going to tell you, man, that was some very, very descriptive. I want to go through his prep first, though. So she's at 435 in the length, or however you would. So there's the American flag. See those muscles? Not natural on a that's a man, baby. Yeah. And there might have been a female at one time, and they might have did body double switches, clone switch. I have no idea. I have no idea what they do and how they do it. So something's going to happen to this flag here. I'm talking to not get a copyright because it is a music video. And it's got her signature down the bottom. So this is probably produced. Yeah, it's Madonna's own. You can sure the AI would be rough on us. So Michael showed us that clip right there. And then there's and then he paused it at the flash. So what I would only have to do, piece of cake, slow it down to so there's your flash of light. There's your nuke. That's what that is. That's nuke all day. It's nuke all day, baby. Nuke all day. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Good stuff, my friend. Good find. Helter Skelter. Helter Skelter and the Summer Swelter. So what they're saying, and Helter Skelter, took place in August 8th, 9th in the Summer Swelter. But we know he's describing the fall of America. So we just passed the Helter Skelter days. Jack B. Nimble. What I should do is open up the lyrics. American Pie lyrics. Song by Don McLean. I mean, there are more. The Ghost in the Machine wrote this. Satan's name's in there, of course. Satan laughing with delight the day the music died. And it's describing when Michael really started getting into it, the absolute fall of America. February made me shiver. Ooh, boy. That's our dark winter. Long, long time ago, I still remember when you make me smile. So in February, bad news on the doorstep. Okay. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about this. Whatever. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye-bye, Miss American Pod. 7211 Stride, good old boys from Ride. It'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love? You have faith in God above. So you're already getting into God. Bible. Later on, you get into Satan. Do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? Can you teach me how to dance real slow? We all know that you're in love with him. Because I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes, man. I did this rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage Bronco buck. Pink carnation and pickup truck. I knew I was all that day the music died. I started singing bye bye. I was married five. It was dry. Good old boys dreaming risk rise. This will be the day that I die. For 10 years, we've been on our own as moss grows fat on a rolling stone. That's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a coat he borrowed from James Dean. When did he die? James Dean, Wikipedia. September 30th. Well, that's in our wheelhouse. It's in our wheelhouse. What does it progress to? Hang on. When he died, allegedly, it was September 15th is what it progresses to. I mean, I'm sorry. Which would then be October 22nd, which is a tremendous big day for me. Giganticus. Let's finish the lyrics. The voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. So when the thorny crown, you're talking about Trump and his crown. And then Michael likes this part about the courtroom was adjourned, no verdict was returned. And Trump, you know, in this trial verdict, is this all going to go down? Is that going to be the reason he gets popped? Because there's no verdict. Because if he goes down during a trial, or while they're even talking about having one, and don't forget, acquittal after acquittal after acquittal, acquittal after acquittal after acquittal. Al Pacino, devil's advocate. Al Pacino's speech about God, the devil's advocate. And yeah.
I have to volunteer.
Asked to volunteer. Watch this.
Free will, it is a bitch.
And we know that there's no such thing, don't we?
Close decision. Have you made your decision for Christ?
Free will, Alec Baldwin laughing at it. It's what they do. So obviously there is no, they're cryptically absolutely telling you that there's no free will.
Acquittal after acquittal. The two of you, all of us, acquittal after acquittal after acquittal.
So I don't know, you know, we're just bouncing stuff around here. You know, no verdict was returned. Trump's he's always getting acquitted, acquittal after acquittal after acquittal. And while Lennon read the book on Marx, quartet practiced in the park, we sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. We were singing bye bye, helter skelter in the summer swelter. The birds flew off with a fallout shelter. So there's your nuke type banter. Helter skelter, summer swelter, nuke. Now, Michael said something that Bush says August. 8 miles high and falling fast. And it seemed like I remember somebody saying that when they used to do a slowed down version. 8 miles high and falling fast. It landed foul on the grass. Players tried a forward pass with the jester on the sidelines in a cast. Now, the halftime air was sweet perfume while sergeants played a marching tune. We all got up to dance, but we never got a chance because the players tried to take the field. The marching band refused to yield. The players tried to take the field, but the marching band refused to yield. California, Stanford, touchdown, banned on the field. I wonder what date that was. Because the ban was on the field. And, you know, it's called The Play.
I'm going to probably try to swim it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds.
It's the most famous football play of all time. And if we were to speed it up to 1.75 and shut down the volume, he passed it to that guy, he passed it back, then he passes, then he passes. And the marching, you know, boom. Yeah, if we he's coming around, I can go ahead on and hit normal for you. So did they stage that and let that happen, or was that just an organic? You know, I mean, I got a lot of YouTube videos where I expose fake college football. I'd have to really go back and look at it. I can see him while I'm watching the game. It's crazy, but I'm just not tuned in right now. Started singing "Bye Bye, Miss Murder Pie." Marching band refused to yield. Do you recall what was revealed the day the music died? Now, what year was that game? Because this came out in 71. The Stanford. What year was the Stanford Cal game, the play? It was 1982. I don't know. Could they have staged it? If you include both dates, it's 9/11. It lands on 9/12. That's the progression of it. I'm not going to load it. That means that everything related to Charles Manson, PSOI, was a PSI, was a psychological operation, 100% HOAX. Absolutely. Helter Skelter matches Roman Polanski in all 4 base ciphers. Unbelievable. Didn't save his photo, but I'm, you know, it pulls right up. I went ahead and went to the site. I'll share this on my Facebook. That's just fascinating. Love it. Start thinking about but now for 10 years we've been on our own. Moss grows fat on our own stone. It's not how it used to be. Already did this. Didn't we already? Yeah. Well, I guess it went to the top somehow. This absolutely got more words than any other song I've ever seen in my life. You started singing Bye Bye American Pie, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and there we were all in one place, a generation lost in space. No time left to start again. Come on, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack Flash sat on a candlestick because fire is the devil's only friend. Oh, and as I watched him on the stage, my hands were clenched in fist of rage. No angel born in hell could break that Satan's spell. It does appear that he's witnessing the abomination of desolation. And the flames climbed high into the night to light the sacrificial rite. I saw Satan laughing with delight the day the music died. I started singing as him. I met a girl who sang the blues, asked for some happy news. She just smiled and turned away. Went down to the sacred store where I'd heard the music years before, but the man there said the music wouldn't play. And in the streets, children screamed, lovers cried, poets dreamed, but not a word was spoken. Church bells all were broken. So the church bells are broken. At the abomination of desolation, you know, I think that's when the church falls. And I wonder if that church falling would hit on the total solar, giving us the abomination of desolation. You know, that church where they reenacted that church falling in I Pet Goat. That is Notre Dame Cathedral, wasn't it? When did the Notre Dame Cathedral fall? All right, April 15th, 2019. Hang on a second. It is May 4th. It does progress. That's after the total solar. And that's that May the 4th be with you, May the force be with you kind of a thing. Interesting. Let's keep rolling. Escape from New York. This was fascinating when Michael told me about this. Released on 7/10/1981. It is linked to 8/26. That is a tremendous day. Well, Michael, the King of New York movie popped in my head. Movie, The King of New York. I mean, who in the world is the King of New York? Like, duh. The King of New York. Are you kidding me? September 22nd, 1980. Anyway. Thank you, Michael. I loaded that in the grid. This Escape from New York. Plot information for Escape from New York in a dystopian 1988. Future tense. During a war against China and Soviet Union, Manhattan is turned into a prison. The World Trade Center plays a big role, and part of the president of the U.S. is played by Donald Pleasance. He also played he was the actor that played Blofeld in some of the James Bond movies. And of course, the villains are reversals of the Antichrist. In other words, they're him. There's just mirror image. Yeah, his name's Snake, isn't it? Crazy, man. Good stuff, Michael. The Siege linked to 8/27/2022. 1998 movie released 11/6/98, 119 with a running time of 116/119. The gross box office of 1167, 119 and 76. Martial law, terrorism, and New York. The Siege links to 8/27. Trump uses virtual town hall as an appeal for re-election. Politico. Link to 8/31/2022. That's a big day. That's 9/11 cipher. Virtual town hall linked to old Abe. 2 years, 121 days prior. Trump and Lincoln, they love to put them together. Boy, they sure do. Good stuff, Michael. Trump at Mount Rushmore. Yeah, right. Good stuff there too. Abe Lincoln death. There was a date that hit between Lincoln's, yeah, it's 8/15, Lincoln's assassination and Kennedy's. What in the world was that? Hang on. So there are 221 days. Would you count both days? You would count both days because it's an assassination and an assassination. So you count the days. It's they're 222 apart. So we have to go to this and add 111. We've already passed it. Sure did on August 4th, didn't we? It's the midpoint between the two. Glad I didn't know anything about that. I'd have been all like, church bells all were broken again. Church going down. 3 men admire Moses, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost caught the last train for. What does he say about God? They're all one the same. It's God. So he admires them. Calls them men. Says I admire them. All three of them. Has them separated. When we know they're one. They're not three persons like I've heard preachers describe. It's horrible. Say it like that. They were singing bye bye. So anyway, thank you, Michael, for the American Pie. I went to go clean up this acquittal after acquittal after acquittal. Free will, decision for Christ. I'm keeping that. King of the New York, Abe Lincoln. Yeah, Trump and Mount Rushmore. Trump has more in common with Lincoln than you might think. And October 2nd. Well, this is when he came down with his illness, remember? October 2nd, 2020. They were long shot candidates. Gotta love that word shot. They were long shot with a 86. Shot 86. Oh man. Good stuff, man. Oh, I need to get going, y'all. I have it's been my second video. We got 33 more to go. Hey, there's everybody's number 33. Oh, their number. What do we start with? Like 46, 49, something like that. So we knocked some out. I spent too much time on American Pie though, but I wanted to give it its just due and read through the lyrics. It's just the world's longest song. What is the length of American Pie? 8 minutes, 42 seconds. Jeez. And got the thumbs up with a star, 842. Vincent Castle's in the air. 6th longest song to enter Billboard Top 100. Before being the longest song to reach #1. Before Taylor Swift's All Too Well 10-minute version broke the record in 2021. Taylor Swift. There's one for you. Now that one, I'm sure of, Michael. Yeah. That one most definitely. But I believe you. Anyway, love y'all very much. Yep. Madonna only got 4 minutes to save the world. What was her album during the unraveling of my marriage to Candy? Her album was called Hard Candy. Yeah, Hard Candy. Yeah. Trolled my whole life. Fallen angels see future, see the past. Timed everything out. Love being trolled my whole life.